Hello, happy Monday.
How you doing?
If you don't notice, I have a guest today.
This is Smitty, coming all the way from Aldi, Virginia. You probably never heard of it, but don't worry about it. Google it, you'll find it.
Aldi, Virginia?
Aldi.
Like the store?
Virginia.
Aldi, Virginia. Okay.
Aldi.
Never heard of it.
Google, you'll find it.
If it's after like Fairfax, I don't know.
Oh, Fairfax, South Riding, way out towards Winchester. Just Google it, you'll find it.
Well, thank you for being here with me. And if you don't know who I am, it's Oluchi. I usually say that in the beginning, but I was just so excited that you were here. So, Smitty, tell us a little bit about yourself, how I know you, if you would like, or what you want the listeners to know.
I'm a very wise person. Very wise person, very down-to-earth person. Matter of fact, she used to work for me, so we had a working relationship. She was I don't want to say problem child, but she was a good person. She was a hard worker. I respect your opinions and your decision-making.
Oh, thank you. And by work, at like a real company, not like walking the streets. I just wanted to put that out there for those of you who always thinking on the wrong side of the tracks. So before we start with our current events today, I just wanted to give a shout out. We do have some listeners that are in Mississippi. So I wanted to shout out Kimberly Carr and Kelly Stewart and Kawana Turner. Thank you for listening.
Outstanding. You know the funny part is my oldest daughter go to college at Alcorn State in Mississippi.
Is she listening?
You need
to forward the link. Forward the link.
There you go.
Okay, so let's get started on those current events. So first, I want to start off with something, like a movement that was good that I actually read about. And if we are Facebook friends, you probably saw me post it, but didn't read it because that's how y'all roll. So I came across this article about 60 Black students that attend Harvard University in Cambridge. And they are having this photo campaign called I, Too, Am Harvard. And it pretty much explores the diverse experience that Black students have at Harvard. And every photo, there's a person of color, and they're holding maybe like a sign that somebody said to them or their response to something. So one girl is like holding a picture, and it says like, "No, I will not teach you how to twerk." Or another one was like, "Can you read?" Or another one was like, "Oh, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for affirmative action."
The people said to them because they didn't recognize that they were at that school for their academics and not just for scholarships.
Or just because you're, I think the misconception is with affirmative action is that like, oh, you're only here because you're Black and they had to let some Black people in, but you don't really qualify to really be here.
You said 60 Black there? We got that many there?
Stop. I'm sure there's even more, but it was just 60 who participated. So they actually brought this campaign last week and to the student union or whatever. So they were really hoping that the president of the school would attend. And apparently there was an article written in their school paper by someone that was not Black or of color. And they were just talking about how affirmative action has changed Harvard and being negative. Like, I had to work so hard to get here or whatever. And these people just coming in.
A mixture, a variety of cultures there?
But that doesn't mean like there's not this long-standing tradition of powerful Caucasian people that go there. Okay. You know what I mean? Because I think what some people fail to realize is some people only get into Harvard that are Caucasian because of who your father is or who your family is. So because you feel like people are getting in because of their color, they still have to work hard. You still have to pass the classes.
Right.
And
and the SATs.
I think if you get in, you didn't pass SATs, right?
You got to have a high SATs, that's for sure.
So there's one girl, and don't quote me on what her major is, but it's something like bioengineering or something. Wow. And she's the only girl, I believe, and the only person, the only Black girl.
That.
So, right. So she was saying that, you do have to focus in that class, and a lot of people work together, but she refuses to go to one of her white counterparts and ask for help or to ask to study with them because it's like, oh, the black girl doesn't know. You know what I mean?
So you're saying we still have racial bias or racism in this country?
Yeah, come on now.
Hey, I'm just asking.
Yeah. Do you feel that way? You don't feel like there's any racism going on?
It is, and sometimes it's under the rug, and then sometimes it squeaks out from under the rug. But it's just a lot that's going on, and it's not just against black folks. It's a lot of racism against other races also.
Oh, most definitely.
So we're not the only ones anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know what I mean? And it's funny that, you brought that up about other races because in my class, I'm learning about millennials, which are, the new generation or the generation that was born between 1982 and 2002. Mm-hmm. And most of us, well, I'm in that cohort, most of us were born of baby boomers. Mm-hmm. And they were saying that a lot of us as millennials, we don't, like, there's blanketed racism. So you don't think that there's racism because 1 in 5 people that are millennials are from someone that's not of America. You know what I mean? So we're just taught to think through media and other sources that like, oh, there's people from all countries, you are first generation Americans and blah, 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 blah. So there is no racism because everybody's, this different color or whatever. Right. So baby boomers were actually, they went through the civil rights movement and all of that. So they know that there's still racism, but we were taught that it's not because that already happened. No. So I found that interesting. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I just jumping off the topic. Yo, I really love that intro, man. That was just like the set it off kind of thing.
Yeah, you want to hop around. Like, I thought it was, it gets me hype.
Right.
I don't even need no alcohol.
I was about to go before a football game or something. Getting ready for a basketball game.
We got to keep people entertained. So we didn't have, if you listen, we didn't have that intro for the first couple shows. And we was like, nah, we gotta turn up.
Pump it up a little bit. Outstanding.
So the next thing I want to bring up was this, speaking of discriminations. Kansas recently passed a law where business owners can, they have the right to choose if they want to serve people who are outwardly homosexual. And the bill that passed is based on, if you don't believe in homosexuality for your religious beliefs, you shouldn't be forced to serve someone. But that is... And apparently they're trying to pass this bill in Texas and other, I guess, the little Bible Belt area.
What happened to civil rights? What happened
exactly, and I don't even see how you can do that. But
I don't respect you, so we're not gonna serve you. You got your hair and you got a couple earrings in your ear, and I think you're bisexual. I think you gay, so we're not gonna serve you, sir.
Yeah.
What kind of crap is that?
Exactly. And so now I think that will open it up for you to just not serve who you don't want to serve, because you can just say, oh, I think they're gay. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I just feel like there's going to be so many lawsuits going on, because you could see that opening up for black people, for Mexican people, for everybody who, if I don't like you for whatever reason, I mean, even white people, like, oh, I don't want to serve these white people or whatever. So, cause they're gay. Mm-hmm. No, that ain't how it works. So I really hope that, like, people read up on things like this who claim that they don't vote because it doesn't make a difference.
It does make
a difference. And those are the bills that make the difference.
And those are the ones that need to be voted on.
Yes.
Consistently.
Yes. And then it'll slide through, because I'm actually an election judge, and those type of things they put in other bills. So, like, I'll use this as an example, even though this is not real. Okay, so Maryland, I think a year or two ago, we had the bill to do gaming casinos in Maryland. So what they'll do is they will slide that
Bill
bill in there. So it's like, so they're not going to announce it. They're going to say, oh, do you want this casino? And when you hit yes, I want a casino, then you're really saying, yes, I want a casino and I want to be able to discriminate against other people.
Yeah, you're not really paying attention to what it really is saying.
So you always have to look at the underlying thing. And while you're saying yes to one thing, you may just be out putting yourself out. You know what I mean? Because if you are homosexual or you just don't believe in it, like I'm not homosexual, but I definitely don't believe in discriminating against other people. That's something that I'm definitely going to vote for. If I didn't vote for nothing else, I'm not having that one. You know what I mean? And that's my say. And those are the votes in your, counties and your states that you really need to be aware of. Just like the stand your ground. Just like people saying that they don't want Angela Corley as the state attorney. Y'all voted for her.
Right.
Or didn't. Or didn't vote for her. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't go to the polls at all.
You didn't go anyway.
My vote don't count, so I'm not going to vote.
Yeah, but those are the people that you actually vote for. So it's not the president. It's not an electoral college. You vote for your governor.
And I believe most of the time they depend on people not voting.
Yeah, or the right people not voting.
Right. Because the majority of them going to vote for that person. So I would be sitting back talking about, well, I'm going to count on people not voting because that's a major part of the voting thing. They don't vote, I'm going to win.
Right. Or the demographic that you don't need.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, they're not going to vote. Because I've said plenty of times, like, oh, I need to run for something because, you know what I'm saying? If I can get the right people to vote, the people who vote probably aren't going to vote for me. But if I can get all these people standing at 7-Eleven asking me for some change to vote, you know what I mean? And my homies and my little thugs and thugettes, you know what I'm saying? I might could be somebody
you might
out
get
here.
In there. You
know
might
what I
get
mean?
in there. Or you might get
vote for me. 2016. Yeah.
Or you might get recognized at least.
Yeah, something.
She's a serious candidate.
Right, because I'm trying to be on CNN with the big dogs. I'm going to try my own show. So,
speaking on discrimination.
Go ahead.
I ran across an article about the first drag queen show ended up on a military post in Okinawa, Japan. I was shocked when I saw that. I was like, what's going on? But, that ask, don't tell thing is out there. So it's very...
That's kind of like, I'm shocked because don't ask, don't tell, it's so fresh. You know what I mean?
It's been there for a long time. Ever since I was in it. It was...
I mean, that you don't have to...
Right.
Yeah, so let me rephrase that. It always has been don't ask, don't tell. But now that that's revoked, I can be who I want to be.
You can be who you want to be.
I think that that's amazing that you can be who you want to be and you don't have to hide it.
Yeah.
However, I don't I'm all for you on doing whatever you want on your own time, but that is a little extreme.
You got to see the video. When I say they was dragging it,
it was like sing for your life.
It was dragging it. And the crowd was up and down. It was like, oh, and they was impersonating other singers, and
but that's what drag shows are, sir.
Look,
you don't know. You don't know about that life.
I don't know about that. I don't Google it. I don't research it. It took me by shock, and then to see these muscular. Military men out there singing and dancing.
They like to get their drag on too. So do you think that will affect? Because I'm sure that it was surprising to some other people, maybe that they room with or that they work with. Like, oh, I just seen. You know what I'm saying? So-and-so, specialist so-and-so in his little heels
Sergeant Coleman out there getting this girl. I mean, drag queen out there.
So do you think that will cause, because you are prior military, do you think that, in your experience, that will cause problems between units or people in units?
It would cause, I can't say it would cause problems, but I believe that it would cause some situations to come out, some arguments or some things to try to put correction on. I'm biased with the thing, and I feel like I believe it's okay for you to, if you're gay in the military and you live in that lifestyle, but I just believe that it shouldn't be flaunted out to a point where now you're supposed to be a professional military individual representing the United States of America, and you're taking that uniform and representing it in a different manner.
Well, were they? I mean, they were on base, but they wasn't during work time, right?
Well, yeah, no, it wasn't during work time.
So
but the military gets paid 24 hours a day.
Okay.
So you're representing the military like 24 hours a day.
Okay, well so doesn't that mean you represent wherever? If I'm a police officer, that's on rotation. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I can't on my downtime go get me, you know what I'm saying?
I just believe
go get my groove on.
You can get your groove on, but I just believe it should be represented that way.
Or maybe it shouldn't have been taped. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I believe that you should do whatever, you know, if as long as it's not affecting my work and it's not on work time, I should be able to do what I want to do if it's legal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
true.
If
I'm just stating my opinion.
No.
That is...
And you are free to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You brought it up, so I was just, I was just stating my opinion.
Right.
But
right. Yeah, it's
that is interesting. I know that there are some people in the military that listen, and they're probably got their eyes up, like nobody did nothing. You know, I'm sure that some people are just purely shocked that this even took place. Oh, yeah. But I've worked for the military, never been in, but I've heard of things that people do after hours that are still on, installations where they where like fraternities and sororities have little parties and, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
They wild out or have like whatever, So is that not the same thing, or is it because it's...
I don't think it should be done on the installation.
So if it was women dressing as men, would that be a problem?
That'd probably be a problem too.
It'd probably be a problem.
It'd probably be a problem,
but you don't know for sure.
I just think I think it should have never been on the military base.
Okay, so if they would have done it somewhere else,
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
But don't you gotta reserve a room? No, let me stop. I'm not going to ask some more questions about it. So let's move on to the topic of the day. And Smitty has our topic of the day. So why don't you go ahead and pop that off?
The topic of the day is, and you sure kids don't listen to this?
They shouldn't be, because I usually use profanity, and ding me if I do, because for Lent, I have given up profanity.
Okay.
So if you haven't noticed, I don't think I've used any profanity.
Nice. We starting off.
I don't know how long that's going to last. but Jesus be a muzzle. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Jesus be some better vocabulary.
Hey, but the topic of the day is, this might shock some of you, is how do you make love to your wife or husband? I mean, is there...
I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Not how, but do you know how to make love to your husband or your wife?
So isn't that relative, though? Because what I think might be making love...
Exactly. It's different for a man and a woman. It's different. You may think you're making love to your husband, but he may not feel like that's making love to him. And a lot of times we take making love as oral.
Really?
Trust me. Some women say he made love to me. That means he gave me oral, so that was making love to me.
Oh, that's some old people, because I don't know. I ain't never heard that one. So from your male point of view, what in your opinion is making love to your wife?
Making love to my wife is more of being intimate with her in the process of sex.
And intimate, you don't have to give me no explicit, like I'll be looking her toes or
whatever.
No. But intimate in the sense, like, are you like stroking her hair? Are you talking to her, giving her
caressing,
sweet nothings?
Kissing in not just one place, around the neck, caressing her in different places, talking to her. Intimacy can be just sitting on the couch and you two holding hands, or she laying on your shoulder.
Definitely. So that's why I was asking, because I feel like some people do that and they're not married, and is that still making love? I mean, not that you have to be married to make love, but some people call having sex and they do all that while they're having sex. And some people are like, I do all that with my wife and I love her, so we're making love.
Right. Right.
And when I'm just smashing, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing all of that, but I don't really like her, so we're just smashing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's why I'm...
So when do you get to the point that you're love making instead of smashing? When you fall in love with the person?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's when you really have a deep connection. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it could be a deep sexual connection. It could be.
Right.
But I think that it involves all of that, like a mental connection, a physical connection, just more than like when is this going to be over with? You know what I mean? Like it, like you said, there has to be some type of intimacy involved in it. But I've also been with people who I don't feel like I'm ever going to be with them in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
so it's just sex.
no, but I feel like, oh my God, I think he just made love to me. I think he loved me. And I wasn't talking about no oral.
Yeah, and he's thinking of something else.
He might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, he was like, I made love to her because she want to be with me. But I didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
So how do you tell the difference?
I mean, I think you mentally have to know, like, where you are in your whatever, your relationship with these people. You know what I'm saying? Because I would hope that men, especially with the attention that women seek nowadays,
yes.
you know what I mean? I hope that somebody wouldn't be like caressing, loving on somebody, you know, like, ooh, you know, hugging them, holding them, and doing all of that. And you really don't want to be with her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so you're technically making love to her, and she's like, but you're in your mind, you're like, no, I don't want to. She ain't long term. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I think people do that because, like, I think you should have a good time if that's what you want to do, and have some good sex, and then roll out. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like making love, there's a lot involved.
There's a whole lot involved.
But it's mostly that deep connection. You know what I mean? Whatever your connection may be.
And I think a lot of times we take it out of we don't take it serious enough. That's just my opinion. I don't think people take it serious enough when it comes to intimacy and being with that person and making love to that person, or vice versa. Because sometimes you just want to get it in.
Right.
You know, and then
sometimes it's like that.
Yeah, sometimes
you don't have time. You know
right. You just want to get it in, and then sometimes you just want to, you know, lay up, bask in the moment, touch, feel, caress, talk to each other. And
how long does making love last usually? Is it longer than
you
sex?
talking about the time?
Yeah, because you got to do all this extra stuff. So is it longer than just having regular sex to you, or could it be the same?
It could be. I mean, it's really up to the individuals. I mean, if they want to make it long, make it long. If you just want to get it in, get it in. But I think it should be longer than just getting it in.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking.
Some women
can you make love in 15 minutes?
I think you can.
Based on experience.
I think you can. I think you can. I think you can.
That's a real brush through of love making for 15 minutes.
You know what? 15 minutes is a long time. 15 minutes is a long time. 15 minutes
with everything, like the foreplay too?
Foreplay.
Whoa.
You can get it in 15 minutes. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta know what you're doing. Whoa. You gotta know what you're doing. But it should be longer than
15.
It should be.
Getting it in could be longer than 15.
It should be longer than 15. Some women need to be warm, take a long time to warm it up. And then sometimes some women need that mental effect, and you call, during the day, hey baby, what you doing?
You gotta butter it up.
Right. Set the mood. I can't wait till you get home and
your sexy self.
Right. Texting ain't gonna do it.
Oh, texting.
No.
Because they texting.
Yeah, they text a lot out of control.
So that's probably not gonna get you in love category.
No, she ain't feeling that text.
Babe, what you got on when I get home? What you gonna have on? Clothes.
Long t-shirt with a smile on it.
Right. My work clothes, because I get home after you.
So we got to use the phone more. You got to call them. Hey, what you gonna wear when you get home?
Man, because let me tell you, Apparently, I'm the only married person who really doesn't call my husband all day, every day.
I call my wife at least once a day.
Man, let me tell you.
Doing work. See what she's doing, how you doing,
I don't call.
What you eating for lunch, and I'm all right, talk to you later.
I call for transactions of business. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you picking up the kids? Are you doing this? Am I getting something to eat? Or he'll be like, what you cooking for dinner?
Yeah,
blase. But it's never like, hey, baby, it's the middle of the afternoon. I just want to say hi to you.
Come on now. You got to, come on now.
Daddy. No, we don't do that. Before you get home tonight, can you pick up 2 Coronas and a bottle of tequila?
Oh my God!
Because we're gonna get it popping.
Oh my God!
We're gonna get it popping off that Quavo.
Come on. So y'all haven't been in that atmosphere of him calling and saying, "Hey, can't wait till you
We're
get
just
home."
not those people. Like,
I understand whatever works for y'all.
No, I'm just saying, like, if I even attempt to try to be sexy or something, or
he'd be like, "What's wrong with you?"
It's funny. It's like almost laughable. You know what I'm saying?
What you up to?
What you want? That's what it'd be like. What you want? Okay, I was just trying something new. No, didn't work. Didn't work. So
yeah, whatever works for y'all works for y'all.
Yeah,
man. You know, it's just.
But I mean, give the people some tips. Like I might try to, right after we record, I might call them up and be like, "Hey, babe, what am I supposed to say?"
You've been married for 17 years. You kind of like have to keep. You got to keep something going. You got to keep something going. You got to keep the fire burning. You got to keep her.
I know that's right.
You got to keep her hot. Slap
keep
on
the pot of water boiling.
Keep slap on the butt every now and then when you're walking around the
house.
I
get slapped on the butt though.
Yeah.
So is that intimacy or is that just like pop? There you go, girl.
That's a sign to say, girl, you hot. I like that thing right there. I just want to see it jingle for a moment.
Okay. But all that calling. So your advice to me. So if I called him, what should I say? Lady, if you're trying to set your man up for the love making session, do you call him or do you text him? Like, what do you like? You like some calls, obviously.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You got just call him and say, hey, you was looking good this morning.
I be asleep.
He be gone.
Yeah, he take the kid to school.
I mean, even if that's not the case, you still say you was looking good this morning, laying there.
And guess what he gonna say? You was asleep. You was snoring. With your snoring.
Okay, if you see him in the morning, give him a call in the afternoon and say you was looking good, or just call him and say, look, I was thinking about some extracurricular activities when I get home. They be like, oh, what? That's an SAT word?
Right.
Extracurricular?
Well, girl, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna give it to you.
There you go.
Oh, that's all. It don't take y'all much.
No, it don't. It don't.
Hey, boo. Pull it out the night because it's going down. No, I'm just kidding. Let's bring it back. So you feel as though some couples aren't lovemaking, or, well, what do you think the misconception is with women? Because you're saying, like, women will think that they're making love and assume that they're, the man feels the same way. So
I've ran across a couple of women back in the days, and talked to a lot of women recently, and I believe that some women just don't know how to make love to their man. And I think it's just more of my opinion, and I think they think that just giving him oral sex is making love to him. And I think and I think it's more than that.
I thought that was just like, you know what I'm saying, the shots before you go out to the party. You know what I mean? Oral sex. Like, I didn't think that was like, you know how you pregame?
Right.
I thought that oral sex was pregaming. You know what I mean? I didn't think it...
It is, but some women think that's...
I don't know these women. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't...
Some women just...
Who are you guys?
Yeah. Who are you?
Go away.
Yeah. Send us a message.
Don't. Don't send us a message. Just go home and do better.
Yeah, let us know what you think about this. I
don't want to know you guys.
Let us know what you think about this. I mean, am I barking up the wrong tree? Or maybe I should just leave it alone.
I mean, they'll find out sooner or later if that oral sex is making love or not. Because if it's not,
ask your man.
Else.
Ask your man, baby, am I making love to you?
Lord, that's.
Why,
I don't know.
what's
if you
wrong with
do
that conversation? What's wrong with that conversation?
So
What is wrong with that conversation?
If your wife came to you and said, "Hey, babe, am I making love to you?" That's not like a lose-lose.
No, that's a good question.
It is. I mean, in theory, it is.
Because
But I feel
I'll be
like
I have to think about it and be like, you know what?
if you say no, she gonna have an attitude, right?
Well, she shouldn't have an attitude because she asking that question. That means she really needs to know, not because she need her ego
Or she
stroke.
listened to this show and then she was like, "Man, I thought oral sex was making love."
Right. She just need to know. I believe you should be able to talk to that. You should be able to talk about that with your spouse.
Yeah, you need to, or
Yeah, right.
they're gonna be talking to somebody else,
Right.
making love. You know what I
Right.
mean? The
Right.
wrong way.
The wrong way. So it's a misconception that women think, and then men too. We may think that just because I gave her oral sex mean I'm making love to her. Nah, bruh. It's more than just that.
That ain't even.
That's not even
Scraping the surface, boo.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No, it's not.
So
That's
what would
just
be your top 2 tips?
top 2 tips? Mm-hmm. With women, you have to start off with the mental capacity with them first.
I believe that.
And you have to, I don't know, take them out on it.
Fish them compliments in a way. Make them feel good.
Make them feel good.
Little bouts of affection.
There you go. Give her a kiss. I give my wife a kiss every morning before I leave.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Every morning before I leave, because I don't know if I'm gonna see her when I get home.
You are definitely right.
So I give her a kiss every morning before we leave the house.
I say bye. Bye, love y'all. Turn the light out. Turn the light out. I'm asleep. That's what I do. But they know I love
So
you.
you got to work on that mental capacity first. You got sweet nothings, and what I did for Valentine's Day was I brought her a rose.
Did you say, I'm sorry, was that with an M or an N?
What's that?
Because I felt like you said Valentine's.
Oh, I did.
That's totally incorrect. Keep it moving. Sorry, what did you do on Valentine's?
I don't know why you keep joking about Ebonics. Why you keep joking about
Valentine's Day? What did you do on Valentine's Day?
Brought her a rose.
And? Oh, was that it?
Monday, I bought her a pink rose. Tuesday, a yellow. Wednesday, a white. Thursday, a red.
Oh, that was cute. Because, Rick suggested... Did you listen to that show?
No.
Rick... Go back and listen. Don't do that.
I'll do it.
Rick suggested this would really, capture the hearts of women.
Go ahead.
You get a card, you sign it, you ball it up.
What?
And then you give it to her, and then you say, "It's crinkled up because I hugged it before I gave it to you."
Oh, my. Not God, but goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's the
my
game.
Goodness.
That's the game, ladies.
What?
Yes. I was like...
That's like from back 1960.
I don't even think they was doing that then, hopefully.
I mean,
but the rose thing seems classic. I mean, I think you can only do that once or twice in a lifetime.
Yeah.
You can't, next year you can't be giving her no roses.
If the men are listening, listen up, right? Here's another tip, right? If your wife was born on the 13th of March.
The what?
13th of March. 13th of March. Every month on the 13th, give her rose.
Well, couldn't that be every day? I mean, any day of the...
No, every month on the 13th, give her a rose. To signify that on the 13th was the day you was born. So every month I'm going to celebrate the 13th.
Because if it was on the 12th, couldn't you just do it on the 12th?
You can do it on the 12th.
Okay, so I'm like...
You can do it on the 9th.
What's the significance?
That was just an example.
But if it is on the 13th and you do it, then you could give her a rose that February 13th and then do something real crazy on the 14th and be like, I'm going to make love to you tonight, girl.
Yeah. But you started off... I'm just... You asking me for
tips.
That's
a good one.
You're asking me for tips.
That's a good one. I like that.
So, ladies...
So what? Oh, no.
Ask that question. If you're married, ask that question.
I don't have any tips.
Ask your husband. Ladies. Baby, am I really making love to you? Man.
Good luck. Good luck, ladies.
Ask that question.
Good luck, ladies. Hopefully.
It should be a conversation everybody should be able to talk about.
No, you should
if
be.
You're married.
You should. Or whoever you dealing with. You know what I mean?
Boyfriend, girlfriend,
Because if you can't get that right, you got a long road.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a long road.
Yeah. If she can make love to you and put it down, you ain't going nowhere, T.
Oh, is putting it down and making love two different things?
Yeah. Yeah, that's two different things.
Oh, putting it down is just when it gets raunchy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I just, I was confused.
What is raunchy?
Like, it just gets crazy in there. Like, the walls are sweating. You know what I mean?
That's a new word. And you go with the SAT word
right.
again.
You just, you don't know where your panties at. That kind of raunchy.
A little dizzy.
Right. Yeah. Nobody gets up. Where's the towel? You don't know. Yeah. Maybe that's putting it down.
Yeah, that's putting it down.
I think putting it down also, like, when you fall asleep instantly after and then you wake up, like, 2 days later, I think that's like putting it down. I'm just like, dang, I'm thirsty. What happened?
2 days later.
What happened in here?
That's comatose. 2 days later.
Maybe that's too. Maybe I should say that for another show.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's move on to. We have 2 questions of the day.
Go ahead.
And then we'll do a little administration paperwork, at the end. So the first question, and I'm not going to read it word for word, but just try to put it in my own words.
Okay.
It comes from the city of New Orleans. We have a listener there.
Who that?
Why is it that Asians make up, and this is not a true statistic, but like around 98% of all the hair stores as owners, but they don't even use the products, or they don't use the products that they sell, but they have like this $1 billion business. And also with that, how is it that they also own all the nail shops pretty much, but they don't like us, who are usually their patrons, and they don't even wear acrylics or anything, stereotypically. And why? But we're their main customer base. Like, when will we learn to support Black business? Support, if you can't tap into their business, you could barely work for them. It's like minimum wage or something. Why can't we support our own Black nail shops or people of color who are accepting beauty shops owned by people of color?
First of all, how many Black-owned beauty shops are around?
Not many, but I will say that there was a period where me and a couple friends wanted to try to get into that business, but really, sell like beauty supply store items, but really delve into the natural hair care, because most time I'm natural, and most times with natural hair care, you have to order these things from other places, or you gotta like go to Whole Foods and mix up a whole concoction of stuff to get your hair care, when you can just go into the store. It would be so much more convenient to already, I'm going over to such and such's beauty supply and I'm gonna buy it.
It's they know what they're doing. I mean, they tapped into the Black industry market, which is hair, nails, feed, and they really tapped into it, and we've catered to it. I mean,
but we've catered to it also because they've cornered it, in the sense that when other people do try to get into the business, the distributors are from Taiwan and from Korea and from these Asian places, and they won't sell to you once they realize that you're not Asian. So I've even had a friend who owned a salon and beauty supply in Georgia, and once people started finding out that she wasn't Asian, she had to find an Asian friend that will order it for her.
Wow.
And they kind of wanted all this information, I guess, to prove that the person was Asian. But that's how she had to order her supplies. And if you can't get the hair, and, now it's like all these weaves and people selling bundles of hair, if they're only allowing you to buy it for you to be distributed and not so you can put it in your store, then you're never going to be successful.
Well, if you believe that there is a lot of Black women that are now tapping into getting their own hair. There is a gospel singer who has her own hair distributing company. I can't even think of her name, but she has her own. She's a gospel singer. She has her own now. So I think black women are really trying to tap into it right now and get into it and
But can they only sell bundles of hair? That's what I'm saying. Like, now the new thing is like, oh, I got all these bundles of hair.
But now you got the Africans are really tapping into it too now. That are selling hair and doing hair weaves and braids and.
But they don't own beauty supply businesses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I could sell it. I could be out here hustling a couple packs of hair, but. You know, if you walk into a beauty supply, they got wigs, makeup,
everything,
shoes, earrings,
clippers
you know
that
what I'm
we
saying?
need.
Yeah, like
cut hair.
Every hair supply that you need is there essentially, and it's unfortunate that we can't go into those businesses most of the time. When I go, it's rare that I'm in the beauty supply, but when I am, there's like, and this could just be my area, but there's like, maybe like 4 or 5 Asian people who, you know, they own it, I'm assuming. And they're like the ones on the register. They don't ring, you know, nobody else is ringing nobody up. You know what I mean? And then it's like 20 ghetto high school girls with bad weaves.
Stocking the shelves.
Right. Talking about, do you need some help? Hi, how are you? Wow. Do you need some help? Do you need some help? If you don't back up off me, lady, I came in here for some grease. You know what I'm saying? But they are like so on you. I don't want to use the stereotype that they think I'm about to steal something, but like, where can I just go if I want to support a black owned business or a, you know, Latino owned business or whatever that sells hair care products? And when will we learn that of course, black women ain't just going to boycott the beauty supply. No. But when are you going to say, you know what, until we take a stand, things won't change. I won't ever be able to own a successful beauty supply store if I don't take a stand and say, you can't shut us out. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So I think, or the nail shop, like I know some black women who do nails, but they do nails like in a salon, in a hair salon. They don't have their own nail salon. And I guess like Tiny from T.I. and Tiny, I guess she owns her own bar. Like I see a lot of them coming out, but it's like celebrity status, right. Or
you
it's
gotta
like,
have the money.
Yeah, you gotta front your own money, and then it has to have all these other elements to it. Like, oh, she's serving wine, she got brownies in the back.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, real? I think they do serve champagne. Like, but then the nails cost. I don't even get my nails done, so. But I think they're like $60 to get your nails done. Like, is that normal? I don't even know. So I guess the thing is like,
it depends on what kind of design you want in, I guess.
Look at you being knowledgeable.
Well, my wife, she get them done.
Well, my friend gets hers done like every other week, and I mean, they be like amazing, but I just be looking like, oh, oh, that's a lot of money. So, you know, I don't know, but so that was the first question. I feel like until we start really thinking about issues and how it really affects us, we'll stop supporting some things. Right. But then again, like, people, you know, they buying bottles of alcohol, and these distributors are also saying, oh, I didn't make this for you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't make it for your people to buy, but we still popping bottles in the club or doing whatever. So
for sure,
this could be a problem that will always.
That's why Diddy came out with his line, huh?
I guess, but you know, you got to do the research on that too. Like, so who you getting it from? You know what I mean? Like, I know you ain't open no distillery. You know what I'm saying? So you got a little change, but I don't think you didn't open up a distillery. Right? So you didn't bought piece of a partnership, and you're the name on it. So I don't even think people realize that either. But you know, you try to educate people, but I don't know. So I got. I have one more question.
Go ahead.
So, do you think that people who are easily angered and have mood swings, do you think that they're just like mad at the world, or you think that's a learned behavior, that they were raised that way? And do you think that this anger will increase or decrease with age? And do you think that this could affect their spouses or their children?
Wow. Anger. Anger is a serious issue. It's a serious issue that if you don't deal with it, it can take control over you. It can allow you to mess things up, mess things that you need in this world, mess up your relationships, mess up your relationship with children, your children, relationship with your wife or your spouse, relationships that you need to get to a place where you need to be in life. Can it affect your children? Yes, it can. It definitely can, because if that's what they see as they grow up, my dad angry, my mom angry all the time, then that's what they see, and that's what they're going to portray when they get older. They're just going to walk around angry all the time about just little things, or because your environment dictates sometimes your attitude
right.
and what you do in life. So if your environment is just filled with anger, frustration, then that's the only thing you know, and that's what you're going to portray as you get older.
But I don't necessarily think that that's a learned behavior. I think that's a behavior that was probably tolerated. So and then it just grew, because I don't think, you can look at some people that are angry and look at their siblings or the rest of their family and be like, what happened with them? You know what I mean?
What happened with him? Right.
Or her, or whatever, you know what I mean? So I feel like for some people just tolerated it and threw it away, like, oh, he got a little or she got a little attitude or whatever, so I'm not dealing with her as a parent. And it just grew from there. Like, people accepted that. Nobody corrected that behavior. Like, you need to get your attitude together real fast before I smack the taste out of your mouth. You know what I mean?
How do you deal with that anger? If you're a person that has that anger,
you probably need to go to counseling.
Definitely.
I mean, that's probably what I would have to suggest. I mean, I don't think that somebody who doesn't have the tools to identify that this behavior is inappropriate, or, like you're constantly around that behavior, like your spouse. I don't think your spouse can help you deal with your anger because they've obviously tolerated it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you need some kind of outside resource. Maybe you need to talk to a pastor. Maybe you need to work on some exercises that will help you and allow you to channel your anger in different ways. And then you have to
recognize it for yourself that you do have that problem.
Yeah, but a lot of angry people use the excuse, like, I won't do it again. I was just really upset about whatever the specific issue was, but then you blow up again about something more dumb. You know what I mean? So I think that I think that angry people know they're angry for the most part.
It can destroy you. It can really destroy you.
Yeah, but I think that before people start having children and start, building a family, if you already recognize these issues with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or, hopefully with your boyfriend and your girlfriend, you tackle that before they become your husband or your wife.
Back
right, because there are some things that I think this is what people don't realize that get married. They think that some little things are going to change about people when they get married.
Because we married.
And they don't change. Like, if they didn't change before, they're not going to change after. No.
It becomes worse because now you have life situations and life conflicts that you have to work through together. And if that anger is not channeled or is not dealt with, it could become to a point where he destroys he becomes very angry.
But this is not just for a man.
Right. Vice versa. It could be women.
Because there
also.
are angry women that, like, carry issues from past relationships.
There's a lot of angry women.
Like,
Hurt.
You know what I mean? And then violent women that, if y'all tussling and fussing or whatever, punching holes in walls before you get married, marriage don't help it. You know what I'm saying? Marriage don't make it better. So before people bring their children into it or have children, even though that's a joyous occasion and that probably will make you happy for a while, you still gonna get angry at some point. And if you haven't dealt with how to channel your anger and get better, it's going to trickle down. I believe it'll trickle down to your children. And then you'll put your children in a really nasty or messy situation.
The thing is, we constantly get into other relationships and we haven't dealt with our issues before we got into a relationship, and we're bringing all this other stuff into a relationship. And when you get hurt in a relationship, now you're out of this relationship and you're bouncing into another relationship, but you haven't dealt with the issues from that previous relationship.
Just angry on angry on angry. Or if you got family issues, like, I just feel like you should deal with all of that before. You know what I mean? Because everybody isn't angry because of what somebody else did. Some people just walking around mad for no reason. You need to find the root of why you are so upset. Why is you mad, boo?
That's
you
a
know
good
what I'm saying?
word. Root. The root cause of it.
So, and people, your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, they can't always be your salvation to make the individual a better person. You know what I mean? Like, that not only is unhealthy at times, is draining too. You know what I mean? If they're focusing always on you to help you with your individual issues, now they're lacking from what they need to be working on as well, when you should both be equally or as equal as possible trying to build each other up to help with these issues. So hopefully that answers your question. To wrap it up, hopefully.
Send us a message. Send
that email. So I just want to say that we are now going to start taking our Trifecta bi-weekly. So we'll be out on this Monday. Next Monday, we will not have a show. And then we'll be out the following Monday. Please still send your emails to emailOurTrifecta@gmail.com. I really want to thank Smitty for being on the show as a guest today.
It was a pleasure.
We'd love to have you back. Just let me know when you're available. And if you want to contact him with any questions or any life, questions or whatever, how can the people contact you?
Oh, it's blackhawkup88@gmail.com. I'll say it again. blackhawkup88@gmail.com. And I will respond to any message or anything you need.
You will, I'm sure. Thank you so much. And you guys have a good day.
Bye-bye.